my Syrian soul's life in Egypt, and so working in the mystery schools and working with the Book of Knowledge, and so that's also available on my website. It's called Zeptepi. I'm going to be doing, probably I'm trying to put together maybe like a 6-month training course in that. This is advanced stuff. This is where you're really going to get into being the alchemist in the zero-point field. So that's called Zeptepi.
What's the website?
The website is soulfulservices.com.
And the title of the book?
The title of the book is So Realized. So it's all about the essential process that we're in right now. I also have a Vortex CD that you can work with at home. That's what I found has been the easiest for people, is they get familiar with it. It works you up through the 7 chakras. It really is a good daily one you can work on. You get really good at, like Karen mentioned, you get good at working in meditation on your own in the Vortex, and you really become your own healer. And that's the goal. This is where everyone becomes experts at this. Okay.
The second book is called?
I'm sorry?
The second book is called?
Zeptepi is the transmission about working in the zero-point energy field from Egypt in the Book of Knowledge. This is all that I've downloaded. Because I've been able to ascend through all 12 dimensions, I've had access into the Book of Knowledge. This has been sealed for centuries until now. So those we have to actually demonstrate that we're safe to use this information. And so you do have to go through the essential process to be able to actually work with this at a very advanced level. So anyways, this has been downloaded in through me. And so Zeptepi is the name of that program, that course.
And what was the title of the book again?
Soul Realized.
Soul Realized.
Okay, so I think how much time we have? We want to do a demonstration? 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, you have one last question back there, and then we'll get started.
I was just curious because you used the title alchemy, and I see it was a metaphor. But I wanted to know if in all, I looked through your materials and I understand your orientation. That what drove me here was just because you used the word alchemy. I wanted to know if you had done any work regarding chemicals. And I mean that in the pure sense of the alchemy, because that's a very critical part of it.
I have not worked with chemicals. I've worked with biochemicals. And so this is where you get into disease and you actually start to transform the DNA. So it's where you work as an alchemist and change the consciousness of the DNA and be able to, eradicate disease. So I haven't actually gotten into a science lab and done.
No, but that part you just mentioned right now. So do you have anything on that? Or?
I've worked all that privately with clients.
Okay.
And myself actually as well. So what I found in disease is you have to actually really sink into what's the reason why this disease is here, right? This is getting into the consciousness of why it's manifesting inside us. Why do we magnify, in cancer or diabetes? Why is this showing up? So it's very unique to each and one of us how we're coded and wired and what's our karma we're brought in and all this. So you sink into the disease, and when I say sink into, I empathically get into it. And then I start to find out, well, why is it here? A lot of times there's past life wounding there that we have to go clear. Or it could be that this was genetically passed down through the family. So, generational DNA codes. Or it could be both. I find that there's DNA holding the disease in that was a past life wound. So it's very complex. You have to get in and clean that out. And the only way that I found that you can actually eradicate this kind of distorted, what we call junk DNA, is you have to get the lesson. You have to get the lesson, folks. The lesson, the wisdom erases karma, erases the consciousness of that embedded in you. And this is, I think, this is where we call it the root cause. You get into the root cause of what is the lesson. So, there could be, okay, let's say I have breast cancer. There could be that I have a history of past lives where I was feeling persecuted. Okay, you got to get into that person. Again, there's 9th, 10th dimensional step, victim persecution. You've got to clean that out, or you're going to stay ill and you're not going to ascend. So it's where we really actually start to back away from the identity of being victimized. We really kind of own it. All right, I have a history of being persecuted. Okay, and then you begin to make peace with it. You begin to take the still point into that. That's a very out of balance problem. If you're always persecuted, you start to pull the still point into that consciousness, and it just starts to unravel. It just starts to break apart and clear. That's why the still point is so powerful. You can take it into anything and it just starts to lose its particle, right? It just departiculates. It's because you have gotten into neutrality with it. You're not charged, you're not addicted to it, you're not holding on to it, and you're not identifying with it anymore. So you bring that perfect balance point into that consciousness, and it resolves, it releases. Does that help? That's the alchemy. But it's on all levels. It's mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, all levels. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll do a short demonstration, and I just invite those who want to join me. I will call you to meet with me in a center meeting point. And if you don't, if you just want to observe, that's fine too. This is all free will. You guys get to choose if you want to participate or not. And what we'll do is first just walk through. So I'm working strictly on bioenergetics, guys. This is where we ground our energy. Our energy flows down the channel, the gallbladder meridians in the legs, flows into the bottom of our feet. The bottom of our feet has magnets. This is where a magnetic field locks us onto Earth. Most people are floating. Right? They're not grounded. They're not locked down. I was the same way. I lived up here, up in the ethers.
I know, but
So what we're first going to do is start to lock our magnetic system here. It's called the grounding system. Our magnetic grounding system at the bottom of our feet onto the bottom platform of our aura. So it's basically like you're stepping onto like a gold disc. This is the bottom platform of your aura, and this is in the earth about a foot down. It's what we call an earth chakra. Okay, this is where we connect to Gaia, we connect to Mother Earth, and we're just locking our feet, like kissing the feet there, right onto our bottom platform. How we start to bring our attention into the body. So this is where you really kind of drop down from the mind, your focus, get into the lungs and breath. We're just going to breathe into the core here. So the core is made up, of course, between the heart and solar plexus. We call it the order matrix. This is where we hold our still point. Between that heart and solar plexus is our center. And you just breathe into the center there. You drop your focus down from the mind. And you just kind of feel into breathing deeply, slowly into the belly. And for all of you that want to participate, let me go ahead and connect as if I'm standing in the center of a circle and you all connect to me energetically so I can work with all of you at once. Okay, here we go. And we're not going to blend our auras in the room. We're all in our own unified fields. This is about boundaries. We keep our light ball of light around our unified fields. And we're going to go ahead and activate the vortex template under our feet. And there we go. And it's going to start to open up the spin of light in a counterclockwise whirlpool. This from right to left. We're going to start slow and then just begin to accelerate it. And you're just going to kind of let it open up around the body, around the shoulders. We're going to start to move it and accelerate it up into the higher chakras now. We're reaching up the pillar, we're spinning up. And we're going to go all the way up to the 12th dimension. This is our portal entry to the Godhead, which is 13th to 15th dimension. All right, there we go, all the way up. It's kind of like an express elevator. You zip up. And then once we reach that portal to the Godhead, we start to, and if you can't feel it, you can just picture it in your mind. We're just moving across that portal into the sea of God light. This is the divine. This is our source of all life force. We're just kind of move. This is where we start to kind of lose the hardened edges of our body. We move into kind of, I call it the God pool. It's kind of like you're going in and you're just going to float into that God pool of light. And this is where we connect outside of the constraints of time, right? We just spun out of all 12 dimensions and we're now in the union with the Godhead. And we start to connect with the origin of our soul. So this is the original spark of our God self, the origin of our soul. So let's just pause for a moment and we connect to the origin of our soul, outside of time. And you may sense something, or you may see something, or you may feel your soul presence. And as we connect, we're going to start to use that spin again. Now we're going down. So first we went up, still counterclockwise. Now we're going to pull that soul presence down the pillar into the core of our body. This is the soul template. This is the soul codes, the soul codes, and the soul lineage. We're going to start to pull that back into our order matrix. This is the heart and solar plexus area. There we go, down and of your core, anything that could be blocking the soul coming in. So this is just lower, dense consciousness. We're just going to kind of start to pull that out of the tummy, pull that out of the heart, and spin out. Any energy is not a match to the soul vibration that's coming in right now. And there we go, out, starts to spin out. And we send that to the void space of the 0 point field, so it dissolves in the light. Oh, there you go, out. This is where you really use your energy, you use your breath, you use your will to push all energy out. That does not support your life, that does not match your soul vibration. That is not of the highest vibration of love. And we clear, so it's just kind of like layers, lift out of you. And that opened the core more. We just pull that beautiful divine soul light in. It's like a golden sun in your belly here. Just pulling that in. So you start to feel more of your own true, authentic God self inside you now. Okay, as we're working in here, I'm also going to balance. This is using the sacred geometry of figure 8. This is the infinity sign. So we're going to run that left and right at your center point. It's horizontally here, left and right. So it pulls the left side of the feminine energy and the right side of the masculine energy into more of a connection and more of a sacred marriage inside us, where we really start to feel whole. We start to feel balance. We start to feel that we're actually embodying the divine mother father, that we're actually, the reflection of our divine masculine and divine feminine. And good. And when we run this figure 8 of light at our chakras, this helps set up still point here. This helps set up balance. Okay, next thing we're going to do is start to run the soul frequency through the channels of your body. See, our bodies have gotten so out of sync because we don't have our soul energy in. So let me pause here for a moment. We're going to all reflect and just breathing inside to our own soul tone. So we're going to run the soul tone from head to toe in the channels of the body. So it's almost like as if you were like a violin, and the strings of your violin are just humming, toning with your soul frequency. Yeah, there you go. Whew. Let it run. It's helping the biology get more in alignment with your natural rhythm, your natural pulse. Okay, it's lifting up, so raising it up. Okay, good. And then finally I'm going to run at the center point what I call the universal harmonics. And so this is using the frequency of pi, just basic physics is frequency of pi is divine order. This is taking where we're not a coherent field inside, and we're going to bring ourselves into coherence, bring ourselves into order and balance. And so we run with the harmonic tones, the frequency of order of pi from head to toe. That streams in from the universal still point. Okay, it just runs down our acupuncture meridian channels. Just runs through the body. And it starts to set up the vacuum effect in the center of our bellies. This is where we're getting that still point now starting to form, where it's 0 gravity, no magnetic. Still running the tones. Okay, good. All right, now we're starting to feel it. Okay, so there we go. Just hold it for a minute so that everyone starts to get the still point in their center. Because you need the still point and the vacuum effect to pull in your divine energy, to pull in what you need. Okay, there you go. It's starting to take hold. So now I'm going to extend that still point vacuum effect to the heart, and then up to the center of the mind, where we're starting to live. This is where we ascend. We start to ascend it up to the 4th chakra, to the heart. Get the still point there. All right, good. Now we're moving it up. Throat chakra, 5th dimension. Still point in there. And then into the center of the mind, 6th dimension. Still point there. So in the mind, it might be like you see a pinpoint of light right in the center of your mind. That must be the figure 8 at the left and right side of the brain. It's just balancing. This is where we want everything balanced, everything quiet and calm and still and neutral. So we can connect our body, heart, mind, matrix to our soul. Form that union, form that wholeness. So that we can be